Okay, I have not done a video in a long time, and there are still people that have followed or watched, so I thought I would do an update video. I had my surgery done in April of 2013. It is now October of 2016. Um, there are positive and negatives to this surgery. There are things that I wish I would have known. I feel like when you join a message board, it's so much don't do this, don't do that. There's a lot of back and forth, but there's not a lot of people telling you the actual truth. One, you cannot survive on protein shakes. You can add them to your diet, but if you are 3 years out and you are still drinking protein shakes all day long, that is a problem. Um, I very rarely drink a protein shake now. Every once in a while, I'll add one in. Let's talk about the hunger or being hungry. I am not hungry a lot. There are days where I feel like I have ate everything or I can eat everything, and that is nowhere near compared to what I could eat before my surgery. But I can eat. There are people who say you get this surgery and you can't eat. That's not true. I can eat. I do feel hungry. You know, there's a lot of people after you have surgery who tell you, oh, that's just head hunger. It's not head hunger. I do feel hungry. But on the flip side, there are days when I don't feel hungry at all. I could go most of the day and realize that I have not eaten anything or I have not drunken anything. And then I have to go make myself eat or make myself drink. My stomach is very funny. I could like something one day and then the next day it tastes horrible. You can mention a food to me and my stomach would be like, no, you can't eat that. And no amount of making myself eat it will get me to eat it. I don't have a problem with bread. I don't have a problem with sugar. I can eat all of that stuff. I can basically eat almost everything that I ate before surgery. And I say almost everything because there are things that I don't like now that I liked prior to surgery. It's amazing how this surgery can change your taste buds. What else? Weight gain. I have gained back weight. I am a little over 3 years out and I've gained back. Starting last year, I noticed the weight gain. It was slow, but it started. I've gained back over 40 pounds at this point, a little over 40 pounds. I've spoken to other people who have had this surgery who are 2 years out or more, and they have gained back weight. It's a up and down battle. You'll gain some, you'll lose some, you'll gain some, you'll lose some. I started to do some studies on it, and if you research the diet, not the diet. If you research the gastric sleeve, you know when you get it that it was a relatively new surgery. They didn't have 10-year studies on it. But at this point, when I researched it, I was coming up with the fact that many people after 2 years were gaining weight back. And you know, when I was going through the process, I would meet people at the surgery center and they would say, oh, I'm coming back for a second surgery. So meaning they had the gastric sleeve and was now coming back for a gastric bypass or was coming back for a lap band, etc. And I would go, why are these people who had weight loss, and not all of them had gastric sleeve, some of them had other surgeries, are coming back for a follow-up surgery, a second surgery to fix, and they've gained all their weight back plus. And I realized that these surgeries are not a fix. They're not a fix-all. When you eat food, you will gain weight. When you eat, you have a stomach that stretches, that moves. So you'll see out there food plans to get your stomach to shrink back to your surgery weight or to your surgery size. There are things out there like that. You can Google it. You can do them. Just know when you get this surgery, chances are you will gain weight back. Chances are you will have days where you feel very hungry, and you will have days where you don't feel hungry at all. You will have days where you like something. You will have days where you don't like something. I still have the skin. I don't have a lot of skin. And in my other video, I held up my arm. I still have, my arm. I don't know that it looks any different. The inside of my thighs has like the skin, not a whole lot, but it does have some. Other than that, I don't really have a ton of sagging skin. My stomach doesn't have a ton of sagging skin or anything like that. The most important thing is you have to be comfortable with you. And I think this surgery forces you at some point to be comfortable with you. It forces you to take a look at yourself and say, hey, are there things about myself that I can live with? Or are there things about myself that I can't live with or don't want to live with? And then why is that? I've learned at this point that this is me. I've learned at this point that whether I lose this 40 pounds or whether I stay where I am or whether I gain another 20, this is me. This is the life that I have. This is the body that I have. There is no way that I will go for another surgery. There's no way that I would, get like a follow-up or like a lap band or a gastric bypass on top of this. And at this point in it, I'm not sure that, having lived 3 years through it, I would do this surgery again. I'm not sure 3 years out that I would go through everything it took to have the gastric sleeve and go through all of the side effects and all of the changes and all of the up and downs. And I'm not sure that I would. Weight loss is hard. Diet, exercise plans are hard. Not everyone is going to be able to do that and lose weight. But this is a permanent fix. And I, have said to people over the years, I feel like I am less healthy now than I was before the surgery. I feel like I eat less healthy now. Because there is so much protein you have to get in, so much protein you're supposed to get in, and the living on the vitamins and I am vitamin D deficient. I am vitamin B12 deficient. I take vitamin A pills. There are things that this surgery messes with that I didn't have before. And I had the surgery because of weight and because, there's diabetes that run through my family, but I was not diabetic. I did not have sleep apnea. I did not have high blood pressure. Like, I did not have any of those other factors. I just had the weight. And so I don't know. I honestly cannot say 3 years later if I would do this again, because it's so much more than just being able to put on smaller clothes. It's so much more than just being able to look good for a picture. And it's so much more than having people go, oh, what did you do? I would recommend this surgery for people who are seriously unhealthy because of their weight. If you have all of those conditions, I would say, if this is your life-saving thing, go ahead and do it. If you don't have those conditions and number one, if your only thought is, I want to look good, don't have the surgery. And I have come across many people over the years that the only reason they had the surgery is because they wanted to look good. Because they wanted the people who knew them for years as being big to now compliment them because they're not. And this is not the surgery for that. There is no reason to permanently alter your life. You cannot get your stomach back. At this point, they have not been able to reattach stomachs. This is a permanent solution. And I say pray. I say seek God's face. I say map out your pros and your cons and make sure you are really informed before you make this change. If you have any questions, just ask and I will answer them. All right, bye.